Well, it happened. We have a broken leg. Luckily, it was clean break, so he was able to just pop it right in and splint it. And then we just have to take her back in 2 weeks to have it checked. And gave her some pain medicine. Dallas had to come keep an eye on his baby and is getting in the... Poor little Samantha. Well, any day Eve will have her babies. I need to get the stall cleaned out for her. She's technically due the 4th of July, but I think I have it set up for standards, and minis are usually 5 days before that, so could be any day. She's very uncomfortable already. She has been for a while. She does have a little bit of an udder, so we'll just wait and see. And I'm hoping that I can be there for it because she was dam raised and is not super friendly. Like, I have to corner her to catch her. The only way I can get her in and out of the barn is because she follows the other goats. Just letting her out of the kennel. The vet said to keep her contained. And I had her in a little puppy kennel, and they're like, yeah, just leave her in there for a little while so she doesn't exert herself. But I moved her to the biggest dog kennel I have because, yeah, it was just too small. I let her out for a couple of minutes yesterday, and then I just let her out now. She hasn't been eating very well for me, so I think maybe letting her out will help. I also think I'm going to put her in Eve's stall because we had family over this weekend, and they helped clean out most of the barn, so I was able to put another stall up. Well, it's not complete. I have to secure this 2x4 to the rafters. But it's the only long 2x4 I have, so my thought process is I'll just put it on the inside because it's leaning more to the out, and then I'll just take a smaller 2x4 and attach it to this one, like in the middle of it, that it'll at least help make it a little bit more sturdy. Not as sturdy as if I had a second 2x4, but eventually we'll get there. Yeah, this is all that's left. I mean, it's still a lot, but way less than there was. I had a bunch of cousins over, and one of them brought her pickup back up to the door almost, and then we filled it up with as much as we could, and then we do have stuff sitting outside of the barn door too that needs loaded up and hauled off because my truck was stolen, and so it's now in the body shop again. So I can't haul off any junk like we've been trying to do for a while. But it's looking nice. So I just have to secure that, throw some straw in there, finish sweeping out what is left in there. Because I just did a quick job trying to get it all set up. And then I think I'll move Eve into this pen so that way Samantha can be right next to the rest of the babies. So maybe she won't feel so lonely. I mean, I did put the kennel right in front of theirs so that at least she can see them because it has slots all the way on the side. So I was hoping that would help her from being so lonely. But I think being in the stall will help her a lot more. Samantha didn't finish her bottle this morning, so I'm trying to give it to her now, and she's not wanting to take it, which kind of concerns me because, I mean, she acts like she's going to take it, but then she doesn't. But she's always been my best eater. She's the one we always give the extra to. Because, you know, she's a big eater. She's also our youngest baby by, like, 4 days. No. Yeah. Luna had her babies on April 1st. And then Giselle had Charles on April 3rd. And then, yeah, Sabrina had Samantha and her twin April 5th. See, I think she's just too interested in everything else that she doesn't want it. But when she's in the kennel, she doesn't really want it either. Hey, baby. So they have all of this tea. We started down there and have moved clear down here. Hi, Sangria. to let the little baby girls out so that they could graze, but Tulip just keeps following me. The rest of them are over there eating, but she's following me everywhere. She even tried to follow me into the buck pen, and I told her no because her dad and her uncle would not be nice to her. I decided to bring in my weed management team to take care of all these weeds that are overgrown in and around my garden boxes. And they're doing a fine job. Some of them don't understand the assignment though, and are just eating the weeds in the yard. Yeah. I mean, they're still eating weeds. Their favorite thing in the whole world. It's just I want them to eat all of these. Oh, did you guys decide you wanted to come to me? What's wrong? You couldn't figure out how to get through the fence? Oh, I'm so sorry. How dare I leave you behind? I did leave Verity inside. One, so that Samantha wasn't alone, because with her broken leg, she can't come out and play. And two, because Verity, where she was dam raised for the first few weeks of her life, still likes to go and try to suck on everyone's udder. She got out a couple weeks ago, like in our previous video, and I know she was nursing on her mom, but she went to nurse on Anne too, which she may have before I found her. I don't really know, but I'm kind of concerned. You guys are curious what that is? It's just apple cider vinegar to put in your water to help kill bacteria and parasites. You can tell if you have children. You find gloves on the ground everywhere. Well, like all children, they decided to leave their mother and go to the cool kids, which in this case are their actual mothers. But yeah, they left me and decided to wander up and see what it was like. Oh, that's funny. Red's baby walked right up to her. Tulip! This cat really wants my attention though. Huh, Tommy? Do you want me to pet you or you just want food? Yeah? Maggie went for the good stuff. She's eating all of the little pieces of hay that are still on the trailer. Well, hopefully, we can get hay from my guy tomorrow. I guess their loader is out in the field where they were last baling and not at this house. Because usually they sell it by the truckload because they do big bales. But he said he has a couple of bales that he'll sell me. And I was hoping to go get them today because I've been feeding alfalfa pellets and letting them graze, but they're not doing super well on the alfalfa pellets, so I would like to get them some hay. Still plan on grazing them and then feeding them hay at night. So I think they'll do a lot better because some of our girls, they've lost weight, and I thought having them out grazing all day, every day, they'd put some weight back on, but doesn't really seem to be helping. And I think the issue is they're not getting enough in the evenings when I've been giving them alfalfa pellets. I don't know if I'm just not giving them enough or the other goats are just being hogs and hogging it all. Not really sure. I figure once we get hay, they'll be able to have an adequate amount of hay that they can munch on all night and then graze all day. And hopefully we'll see some improvements quickly on their weight. What? What? Well, you're the ones who left. Why'd you go over there with them? Oh, were they mean to you? Oh, how rude. Little blue-eyed girls. As you can see, we still have not sold Lily's giant baby and Red's daughter. They are beautiful little blue-eyed girls. So I'm kind of surprised that nobody has wanted them yet. I mean, I've had lots of people interested, but no one has actually bought them yet. Goats are so weird. They go over there where all the weeds are short, when they were over here eating all these really tall weeds, and there's still plenty of them. Maybe one of these days I'll figure out goats and how their minds work, because I don't get it. Maggie! What, Tulip? What? Well, Eve's getting closer. She's moaning and groaning and having a hard time. She's due in, I think, 3 days. She was with the buck for an entire month, though, so there's no way to know an exact date, but in 3 days is when we really have to start watching. And I'm hoping that I'll be here while she's in labor in her stall with her, so hopefully she'll get more attached to me, because, you know, she's kind of a butt. She was dam raised, and so she doesn't really like people. The only way I'm able to even get her in a stall is she follows all the other goats into the barn, and then I have to corner her to grab her. Or she'll run into the stall because she knows that that's where she's supposed to be now. But then other goats will too, and then I have to pull the other goats out. Or I have to walk into the stall so the other goats follow me, and then she follows. And then I have to pull them out one by one while trying to not let her out. Yeah. Which, you know, Sabrina was like this too. And we actually got them from the same breeder at the same time. She was just weaned, and Sabrina was a yearling. Yeah, Sabrina was the same way. She did not want you near her. She didn't want you to touch her. As a matter of fact, the first day we got her, she had a breakaway collar on her, and she broke away. And my son had to chase her for 2 or 3 hours in the field across the street before we finally caught her. It was a giant pain in the butt. But now that she has kidded twice, she'll actually come to me, sort of. I mean, she won't run from me. And like when I let her in, she'll come right to me and stuff. But if she's out in the field or something and loose, then it takes a little bit longer to catch her. But she's not as bad. She's still not as good as a bottle baby who will directly come to you. But not as bad as this one. Yeah, so hopefully I can be here when she has her baby. And then maybe starting the milking process will be a little bit easier. If not, she'll start to bond with me as we milk her. You know, I thought she only had one in there, but I don't know. She's pretty big. Maybe there's 2. It's kind of been a toss-up. Some of our first fresheners only have a singleton, and then the rest have twins. So we'll see what she does. I just want to pet you. Yeah, she's a brat. Last year for the mini show, I was shaving her, and she kept kicking me and messing with me. Oh, mosquito. I actually ended up, while I was trying to shave her, cutting my finger open because she kicked as I was trying to shave, and knocked it right into my thumb at just the right angle, so it sliced it open. And of course it was my right hand, so I couldn't even show any of the goats. My girls had to show all of the goats by themselves. Yeah, so her and I have a not so great relationship. So we'll see, depending on how this goes. If she has a girl in there, we might just be keeping her daughter and getting rid of her. We'll see. Because, you know, She is pretty. I actually got her because my youngest wanted an all-white goat. And so I found this baby. And, of course, because the baby was dam raised and already weaned, yeah, she did not bond with her. And now she doesn't even live here anymore. So... Is it rough? Yeah, see, she's moaning and groaning like all of them were before kidding a few months ago. And I was confused because Luna and Giselle were also moaning and groaning, just like I said, you know, it doesn't make any sense. The ones that are pregnant, it makes sense for them to moan and groan. So I was all worried that all my goats were bloated. Even though we keep baking soda free choice for them so that if they do get bloated, they can eat the baking soda. Yeah, and it turns out it's because they were pregnant, because Wesley is a sneaky little devil. He was only, I think, 6 months old when they were in the stall next to him, which Eve was in that stall too. I'm kind of surprised she didn't get pregnant too when the other two did. So she is bred to Boffy, when all 3 of them should have been. But it ended up just being her. So we'll see how many babies there are and when she actually kids. And hopefully it's on one of the days that my girl's here. Because kidding is difficult by yourself. Thanks for watching.